Hello, everyone. Welcome to this quick instructional video for the Terraform Beginner Bootcamp. This is a testing and demo environment that I was playing with, and I figured that it would be a great thing for the students to also get their hands on for the Terraform Beginner Bootcamp. And lo and behold, I managed to get a hold of one of the co-authors of Jumppad to help walk us through the process for installing it on Mac OS. Erik Veld, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me, Chris. I'm doing well. I'm excited to get you started with Jumppad.
Excellent. So why don't we get right into it? Where do we need to go and what do we need to do? You are going to be the expert and I am going to be the student walking through the process of doing the install.
All right. Yeah, so the first thing to do is head over to jumppad.dev, which I see you've already opened in your browser. And then we need to install Jumppad and some of its dependencies, right? So correct me if I'm wrong, you are on Mac OS X, correct?
I am on Mac OS X, yes, I am.
Okay, so one of the dependencies is already taken care of for you, which is Git, right? So the other dependency that we will need to get will be Docker. Now, an easy way to get to that is if you click on the Getting Started.
Okay.
Right?
Look at that.
You are greeted by the installation guide, right? Where it says that you need to have Docker and Git, right? So to install Docker, if you follow the link in there and then head over to download and install, depending on your system, it'll then tell you how to install it. But I believe you already have Docker Desktop for Mac installed, correct?
I already have Docker Desktop for Mac installed. So I have accomplished the prerequisites of Git and Docker.
Awesome. Okay, so then you have a choice of how you would like to install it. There's a quick and dirty curl into bash for the people that really just want to dive straight in.
Yep.
But since you're on macOS, we have a nicer way to install it. So if you scroll down, there will be the package manager section where you can find your operating system, so in your case, macOS, and then you can use brew to install it.
Nice. And for Windows, you have the Choco install. Wonderful.
Yep.
Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and brew install Jumppad.
Oh, you need to update some things, Chris?
I will brew update shortly as well. Cool. All right. So we've got Jumppad installed.
All right. Can you maybe verify that just by running Jumppad help or something like that?
Dash help?
Just type Jumppad, that'll do the same.
There we go.
All right. And if you scroll up slightly, what we do when we run Jumppad as well is we'll check if everything is actually correctly installed. And if you are missing any dependencies, it'll actually tell you.
Wonderful.
And you can run the Jumppad check command as well to verify again. Right. So in this case, you have Docker, you have Git, and if you wanted to make use of Podman, you would have to have that installed. But in this case, we don't need that.
Okay, great. All right.
So that's all set. So then to spin up the actual lab environment, you can head over to github.com/jumppad-labs, where we have a Terraform workshop repo.
And me being the bright student that I am, here we go. I was already ready.
Yeah. So there's two ways to run it. You can either run it from the URL, or you can clone the repo locally, and then you can start it from there. I actually like doing the latter because you can actually look at the code of the lab and understand how that works as well. Okay. So if you clone this repo,
oops, wrong button. So the command is git clone and then the repo name?
Yep. All right, and then we move into that directory. All right, and then all you have to do to create the environment is Jumppad up.
Is it that easy?
Hopefully, if everything goes well. Now, We're now spinning up the entire environment on top of Docker. So we're creating the documentation instance, VS Code with the whole.
So if I look at my dashboard, I'll see that there are containers up and running.
Yes, correct. So there you have the VS Code instance. And then to actually reach the workshop, you can go to localhost on port 8000. And you should be greeted with the environment.
Shablam. Look at this.
Yep. And if you open up the file panel on the left, you can see that there are the actual workshop files that you will be interacting with and running. And then you can use the integrated terminal in VS Code as well to do the actual assignments.
Look at that. And then in the getting started section here, we have the course itself. What is Terraform? How to do a manual installation, and then how to verify the installation along with the checks to validate that things are going along. So after I've installed it, I click the validate button, and then I can move on to the rest of the commands through the workflow, the providers, state, et cetera, et cetera.
Correct.
Wonderful.
All right.
Well, Erik, thank you so much for showing all of us how to get this done.
My pleasure, Chris. Good luck.
Thanks a bunch. Everybody, have a great day.